Please state your name and how long you've been married.
Terica Williams, 4 years.
Okay. First question: what qualities made you feel as though your spouse would be a good life partner?
Um, he was very attentive and caring. He was also gentlemanly, like at a time when I first met him, I was going through a lot, and instead of treating me like I was fragile, he just treated me like a normal person. And um, also, he was very good with my kids. He was hands on with them. He jumped in and um, took on the role as a not a stepfather but a father, and that was one of the things that I appreciated about him. So,
Huh? Did you have an idea of what marriage was prior to being married? What did you see marriage as?
um, I mean, I think you have a concept in your head of what marriage is prior to, but no marriage is the same, and so you can't really know what marriage will look like until you actually get into marriage um, and feel your way through it. It's definitely a lot different from what you think you see before you get into it. You can look at somebody else's and think, oh, this is that or another. Or a lot of times people get caught up on the glitz and glamour of marriage. But when you actually get into it, it's a whole different thing from what you think it is. So, in essence, I didn't really know the ins and outs of what it was until I actually got into it.
Huh? Do you think having an idea of what marriage was or not having an idea of what marriage was, do you think that influenced your choice of partner? If you didn't have an idea of what it was, do you think that that made you choose or not choose certain people, or did it hinder or help in your process of looking for someone?
I don't think it really had a huge bearing because, like I said, you have a concept of what marriage is beforehand. But when you actually get inside of a marriage, it's something altogether different. It's ongoing. In regards to who you choose as a partner, for me, I feel like when you get married, it's not just okay, well, this don't fit into my box. You know what I'm saying? So, um, even thinking like, oh, okay, I know what marriage, having a concept of what it looks like, I don't think that could. I don't think for me it had a huge bearing on who I chose.
So far with being married, what do you feel like is the best part?
I think having companionship and having somebody that you can be vulnerable with, and kind of lay your your burdens down, or just be open and just expose yourself. Being able to say, I'm scared about this, or I'm nervous about this, or I'm excited about this, and not feel like you're being judged. So, and then just having somebody to laugh and talk with, or you know, be silly with, and be yourself.
What would you say for you was the biggest struggle transitioning from being single to being married?
So, for me, I've been single for a good portion of my adult life, and single in terms of being not married. Um, and so I've become very independent, um, used to doing things my way, and and how I want to do them, even with paying bills or just coming and go as I please and not having to tell nobody where I'm going to. I still sometimes struggle with that. So I think switching from being single to being married, that transition has been challenging for me, trying to figure out what's the right balance. I mean, like you said before in the previous question, having a concept of what marriage looked like and what it should be, and then trying to balance who you are and fit it into that box. So transitioning from that to being married.
What is the best thing about your spouse that you have never told them or don't often tell them?
Um, Probably his patience with me, because sometimes I can be very unaffectionate. I can be sometimes a little standoffish sometimes, and he takes that in stride, and so I don't often tell him that a lot of times, because sometimes I can be a little. You will probably think to yourself like, Jesus, is this my wife? Because I'm not affectionate, but he's real patient with that. He doesn't, some men they be like, you my wife and you supposed to, but when I do talk to him about it, he says he understands, and he doesn't make me feel like less than because I'm not like him. So that's probably one of the things that I don't tell him often enough.
What advice would you give to either a pre-married you or even just someone who is maybe looking to be married about marriage?
I would probably say, so the wedding is only one day, and that's like the fairy tale, and we all want the happily ever after, but we don't really think about the ever after. It's a continuous battle to get to the happily. You're working daily, and you have to recommit daily to be committed to the same person. So don't always look at the fairy tale part of it and feel like when that's not there immediately that, oh, my marriage is in trouble. Sometimes you may have issues early on that you have to work through to get to the good part. You know what I mean? So just be prepared to recommit yourself daily to being committed to the same person, and being prepared to work to get to the happily ever after, because it's not immediate.
That is all the questions that I have. I thank you for your time.